Who are you being? How are you feeling? What are you truly desiring? And are you listening to that? Are you honoring that?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Words of Wisdom podcast. This is the place to be if you're a soulful entrepreneur who is ready to manifest an expansive business and life that includes that time, space, energetic, and financial freedom. I'm your host, Minerva Maharaj. I'm a certified spiritual coach, manifesting master, and founder of Goddess of Wisdom Spiritual Life Coaching and Starseed Academy Coach Training. I'm so grateful you are here, and I promise I'll be giving you the stories, the strategies, the tips to create that life your soul came here to experience. Thank you so much again for being here. Let's dive into this week's episode.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Words of Wisdom. I'm so grateful to have you here today. A special shout out to any new followers or new listeners and any loyal listeners on my podcast. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I recently was in Hawaii on my husband's work trip, and I got to meet so many of his amazing clients and colleagues. And so many people came up to me and said they listened to my podcast. They downloaded it to listen to on the plane, and I was just so moved and touched. And there's these moments in time where you're doing this bigger vision. You're living out this desire in your heart and in your mind. And sometimes you forget, who that touches and who that, impacts. And so every comment, every review, every moment that someone comes up to me and shares the impact of this podcast, it means so much to me. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. So thank you and hello. And so excited you're here. What are we going to go into today? I'm going to be sharing some wisdom from a personal breakthrough that I went through. And it's a theme around what you think it takes to be successful. And so, I was really reflecting on this for the past little while. And in human design, I'm a manifester. And naturally, before I even knew that about myself in human design, I just been really good at manifesting and it just really dive deep into that and understanding that it always intrigued me and fascinated me. And I've just always been really good at it. And I could talk to a client, I could talk to someone, and I know exactly, I can tune in exactly what they need to do or what's going on or what needs to clear or what's in alignment to that manifestation, what it is they want to call forth, whether it's in their business or in their life. And majority of the time, like, I'm on point with it, and even with myself. So the point of that is I allow it to limit me, knowing what human design is. And I do believe in it. We teach it in my school, Starseed Academy. And one thing I was doing is I was telling myself I had to wait for my next divine download. I needed to be in the calm, clear, relaxed state to receive my next divine download. Because every time I do that, that divine download has always catapult me further. It's always manifested what the desire was in my heart, whether that be working with a certain type of client or bringing about a new business or hitting an income goal or experiencing something in my family life or personal life. And so I've come to trust that and trust my ability to receive that. But I was also giving away my power. I was waiting for something outside of me. I was waiting for something outside of me. And hear this, I was also controlling myself internally to get it right, to fix it, to be perfect, to be the perfect catalyst to receive it. And that was just strangling my manifestations as well. That was just strangling my power and my flow and my alignment. What does this all mean? It means we give away our power to things outside of us, to tangible things, that things need to be perfectly placed in order to receive, in order for things to work out. And it is all a lie. That in fact, all these things that I thought needed to be in place in order for me to receive my next download, and that download that's going to lead to the next success and desire in my heart to become manifest, it was strangling everything. It wasn't in flow. It was slowing the momentum of my next manifestations. And I was giving my power away. If I post so many times a week, if I have so many podcast episodes out, if I write a newsletter every week at this time, if so many people come in at this time, if I can get exposure from another organization, then I can receive this amount of people, all of these numbers, all of these external things. I also was looking at the past of how the situation was and where I was working before and what that meant. And because I didn't have that in my life anymore, then that means I can't receive the next income goal or the next amount of clients that I want to work with. So I was putting my power outside of me. I was placing the power on social media, on other establishments, other people, even clients, future clients. I was placing it outside of me. I was placing it on external and tangible things. I was also placing on things I can't control. So then what I did do is the thing I can control is I know I can control me, which is a double-edged sword. That yes, I can control me and that makes me feel powerful when I can do that. I can go in and do my self-work. But it also restricts me. It also constricts my flow, constricts my intuition, constricts my power, constricts my manifestation. When I go in too hard and I overwork myself, I control myself, I blame myself, I take too much responsibility. I try to control everything internally so that I can be a perfect conduit to receive. So, what does this have to do with you? So, what I'm sharing here is in hopes that you see what are the things that you put outside of you? What are the things that you say need to be in place in order to receive blank? What needs to be perfect? What needs to be lined up? What do you need to do in order to receive blank desire? What are the things you're telling yourself you need to do? What are the things you're telling yourself needs to be perfect or fixed in order for you to receive, in order for you to manifest, in order for something to happen in your business and in your life? Because those things are putting your power outside of you. It's giving your power, your zest away. It's actually keeping you out of alignment to the thing that you do want. So what do? We need to come back to self. And when I actually looked at what are all the things that were in place for X group program to be successful, for this financial month to be a hit, for this business to take off, I listed all the things that I felt went into my past successes in my business and in my life, behind all of my favorite manifestations. And yes, there were some tangible things you can see physically, things I experienced. And then I tried to reverse engineer that. And not to say those things didn't work, but I listed all the things and all the components and all the things I thought went into those successes in my business, in my personal life, in my finances. And then I realized it was all wrong. It wasn't the truth. And the common thing behind all of it was that I was being me. That was the secret sauce. That is what I was looking for. That is the ingredient behind all of my successes. It was because I was being me. I was being truly me. I was clear within myself what I wanted. I was clear what was in my heart. I was clear what was in my soul. I was clear what I wanted to carry out. It was very active and alive within me, and I went with that. I trusted that, and the inspire action came from that energy, from that place, from that knowing. When I was super tuned in, tapped on to me, what was true, real, and raw within me. And the biggest question is, what did I really want? What did I really desire? What was that fuel? What was that fire in me in that moment? Because that changes. What was that fire in me in my business? What was it that I really desired in my life? Simple as what I desired in my house, what I wanted to renovate, right? Sometimes we have these big, long to do lists, but then I really zoned in. I'm like, what I really want? Because if I had the money to make it happen right now, this is what I would do. And it was, and a funny side note, this is back earlier this year. And I was like, what I really want is to redo this laundry room. There's other things in the house that, at face value, you look at it and you glance, it's a beautiful house. We've renovated, we've done so many things, and there's, little things that we still want to do. But what I really wanted was like a new laundry room. Lo and behold, that same week, we had the pipes were clogged and the laundry room overflowed. And then it sinked into the basement and underneath. And in the basement, the room in the basement is a gym. And that was the same week I was wishing for a new laundry room. So lo and behold, we went through insurance and everything is working out. We did not plan it to be this way, but it happened because of desire. It was truly the desire in my heart. It's really what I wanted. So the point of that story is that when you have this true desire in your heart and you're really clear on what that is and you honor it, you listen to that, you lead with that, you trust that, not that it's all this hocus pocusy stuff, whatever you want to label it, but then that is the fuel in the car. That's what takes everything forward. The thinking, the belief, the expectations, the actions, the energy around it. So back to the whole list that I wrote out as to what went behind every one of my business successes, my financial successes. I thought it was social media. I thought it was a certain amount of likes. It was a certain amount of talks I did, blah, 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 blah. I listed it all out. But really, what it was that was behind all of that was me being me. I was truly, authentically, truly being me. That was the engine that drove everything forward. And without that, the social media, the podcasts, the live events, the whatever I attributed it to, it was nothing. It was nothing. So here I am looking to do more when really it had nothing to do with those external things, the strategic things necessarily, the things you check off of your list, the podcast, the newsletters, blah, blah, blah. It really had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with who I was being, who it was that was showing up behind those things. So that is the secret sauce to your success. So if there's something in your soul or something in your body that just kind of cringes or crunches up when you think, I got to do a podcast, I got to do a post, I have to do this, I got to do that, I should do this. It's not any of those things. You're giving away your power. That has nothing to do with, you may see some results. Absolutely. I'm not saying those things are not beneficial. What I'm saying is that comes after the being. The real success is who you are being. Who is showing up behind the posts, the podcasts, the stories, the reels, the meetings, the live events, the seminars, whatever. Who are you being? How are you feeling? What are you truly desiring? And are you listening to that? Are you honoring that? Because when you're very clear on your desire, nothing can stop you. You have this expectation and belief it's going to happen. And every single one of my favorite manifestations, my easiest manifestations especially, was because I had this deep rooted, grounded belief, oh, it's going to happen. Just like my Airbnb. The minute I had the idea, this was it. This is exactly what it is. I felt it in my body. It came from within. And those are the best, fullest, fastest manifestations is when it comes from within and out, not from out in, not from the amount of clients or inquiries you're getting or how many posts or how many likes. It's not coming from any of that. Your success is not derived from that. I promise you. Even if you have a lot of followers and a lot of likes and you're great at writing newsletters and marketing and whatever it is, it's not from that. I invite you to go deeper and really see the person behind all of that. And if you compare it to the ones that are successful versus quote unquote unsuccessful ones, whether you want to look at your business or relationships or finances, look at who you were being, how you were feeling, what you were truly desiring, because that is what's going to speak. Because when you don't truly desire something, it doesn't feel good to you, that's going to be when it feels out of alignment, but you still keep pushing and going after it and doing the things you think you're supposed to do or what you said you're going to do in your business or in your finances. That's where you're going to see why things weren't successful, because there was a discrepancy. There's something incongruent there from your desire and to the outcome. And also perhaps what's taking so long. So if you're also taking it one step further, if you are wondering why a current desire is taking so long to unfold, I invite you to pull back all the way and start at the beginning and ask yourself, what is it that I really desire here? Like, what is it that I really want financially? What is it that I really want in my business and in my career? What is it that I want from my home life, my relationships, my marriage? Really zoom back, zoom out. Start at the beginning. What is it that I truly want? What is your heart? What is your body telling you? And give it that. And when you give it and allow that to be your starting point, you're going to see the momentum pick up. You're going to have that urge. You're going to have that motivation. The steps will come. You're going to do the things because you are a person, you're a dreamer and a doer. But if it's not unfolding and the doing is hard, you want to take a look at the dreaming and the desiring part. It's kind of like a two-part episode here. So the first part is that the thing behind your success is you, who you are being. When you're being truly, authentically you silence everything else and allow yourself to drop into who you truly are at the core and allow that to lead, and have more courage every day to express that in small ways and in big ways, at least in small ways, because that's what's going to pick up momentum. You're going to see things start shifting and unfolding to match that and who you are being and who you choose to be. And when you choose to be the authentic you, run your business the way you truly want to run it, to claim what it is you truly desire financially, to change lives the way you want to change lives, not the way you were trained or the society or industry that you're in says you're supposed to serve. How can you make a difference your way? And the way to make a difference and to make a true impact is by being you, as cliche and corny as that sounds, but that's there for a reason. So the main ingredient behind your success is being you and who you are being. And then the second part of it is becoming clear on what it is you really want. Getting really clear and going back to the point of desire. The first point of creation is desire. So if you find it's not being created and unfolding and it's not feeling good along the way, you want to start back at the point of desire. At the very first step. What do I desire? What do I truly want? And become real and honest with yourself. And then honor that. Give that to yourself. And you'll be moving from a place of more conviction, trust, confidence, expectation, belief. And then the actions will follow suit. That inspired action, you're going to take it because it just feels so good in your body. It's coming from inside out. And that's how you manifest more powerfully. That's how you manifest more of what it is you want. Come back to you, come back to home, come back to self. Because all the answers are there. So I hope this one speaks to you. Let me know if you're listening to this on YouTube. Drop a comment there. If you're listening on Instagram, drop a comment there or please leave a review because that helps reach other people. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for listening. I love you all so much. And before we go, if you're ready to take this further, if you haven't heard already, how are you feeling? What are you truly desiring? And are you listening to that? Are you honoring that? They know what to do. They have done it before and you're going to do it again, but this time let's do it faster, with more fun, with more ease, with more joy, with more flow, and just fine tune the energetics and embodiment of it all so that you are just this catapulting force to be reckoned with. Well, we start in August, but if you book by the end of May, if you apply for your spot before the end of May, you get 1 month of private coaching with me, free, a gift from me. So I would love to work with you. We're going to leave the link below. And so you can just fill out the application if you're serious and you're ready to dive in and go deep and go far, then this is the place for you. Thank you all for listening. Looking forward to our next episode and talking to you soon.